Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James C. Cooley. And wow, I tell you what, been a wonderful, wonderful week. Actually, it's been a wonderful, wonderful month because Michelle and I started out the month celebrating, they say Veterans Day, but we call it Veterans Appreciation Month. And so we have had some heavy hitters on the show, a couple of admirals and generals, and you know what, we got another heavy hitter on today. I know this heavy hitter. I grew up in the Navy with him, and I'm excited to have him on the show. And I'm not gonna give it away, Michelle. How you doing, Dr. Michelle Cooley?
I'm doing great. And yes, this man is special, not only because of the service he's provided to our country, but he's a special one of your closest friends, like your brothers in the Navy. So we're really excited to have him on the show today.
I'm so excited to have him on. And I tell you what, Todd, how you doing back in Southern California?
Good. Let's lock it in.
Let's lock in all of the platforms right now.
Life is sponsored by James J.C. Cooley.
Let's go. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Hello. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. You see the excitement on my face today. I'm excited. A couple of reasons. First of all, God gave me another day. Secondly, that God gave me a beautiful queen that's here with me today. Thirdly, I got one of the closest friends that I've been knowing for over 35 years that's joining the show. And I tell you, and he won't even say this, but I live vicariously through him when I got out of the Navy. And so when he made Navy captain, I made Navy captain. I'm so excited to have him on because he have done so many great things, and he even doing bigger and greater things right now. And I'm gonna talk to you a little bit more about that in a minute. So whichever platform that you're watching us on, whether it's E360 television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, over 6 to 8 live platforms, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Rumble. And welcome to the show. If you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform, the comments, ask any question that you might have. Promise you will get you an answer. But we also live syndicated on KCBQ, AM 1170, The Answer out of San Diego, FM 96.1, The Answer out of San Diego. All you have to do is pick up the phone and dial 1-888-344-1170 again. That's 1-888-344-1170. Dr. Cooley, I am excited about the show today. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I can't wait to introduce the guest today.
Can you do the honors and introduce this absolutely fantastic guest? Well, first of all, introduce the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and then introduce this fantastic guest.
Well, yes, the title of today's show is Navy Marine Corps Relief Society. And we're having a sit-down conversation with Dr. Herman Archibald. He's a military veteran, Vice President, Chief Information Officer at Navy Marine Corps Relief Society. He's going to talk about the history of the Navy Marine Corps Relief Society, their purpose, their mission, the clients they serve, his role as the VP CIO for this organization, and how to contact and donate to the Navy Marine Corps Relief Society. So he's a Vice President, Chief Information Officer at Navy Marine Corps Relief Society, a nonprofit military aid society dedicated to assisting sailors, Marines, and their families. Prior to joining the society, he was a partner at Catapult Growth Partner and the Chief Growth Officer at Geisler LLC. In these roles, he advised small, mid-sized business owners on federal programs and federal contract opportunities to accelerate revenue growth. His 37 United States Navy career culminated in serving as commanding officer, Naval Computer and Telecommunications Area Master Station Pacific in Hawaii. His command provided IT, cybersecurity, satellite communication system engineering support to Navy joint and coalition forces operating in the Pacific Theater. As an experienced Navy and Joint Chief Information Officer, Director of IT Operations, and Chief Governance and Strategist, Arch has led high-performing teams across the globe, managing innovation solutions for globally distributed networks and organizations in complex and dynamic environments. Well, there's so much more to talk about this man. Please welcome back to the show, Dr. Herman Archibald.
Hello. Good afternoon. Two of my favorite people in all the world.
Captain Archibald, how you doing, sir?
I am doing wonderfully well. How you doing?
Well, I'm still
Dr.
mad.
JC and
I'm still mad at you a little bit, man, because it would have been nice to have that 1 star on both of our shoulders since I've been living vicariously through you all this time. So I am so happy to have you back on the show, man. I miss you. I miss you, Mary, miss the family. And I just want to, say happy Veterans Day, because I don't think I reached out and I responded to the message that you had sent. So man, I miss you, man, and you're doing so many great things out there. And I have had the pleasure of growing up with you in the Navy, serving together with you in the Navy, and learned so much from you in not just the Navy, but life in general. So it's a pleasure having you on. Hey, my friend, can you tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit more about you that might have not captured you being on the show? I think you've been on 3-4 times before. So can you tell them where you grew up, what you're passionate about, what made you click, and why you sacrifice all the great things that you're doing for the betterment of all?
Well, I'll start this way. I am, aside from God's man, a man of God, married husband, and all of my babies' fathers. So, but I spent former naval officer, retired after 37 years. Served in all the numbered fleets within the Navy, and I transitioned out in 2018. We started a nonprofit that really to help people called the Empowerment and Transformation Center in Pensacola, and to just help connect veterans to their benefits and try to help people get the services they need. And that morphed into pastoring a church called Empowerment Church International out of Pensacola. It's a new work. It was birthed during the pandemic, and we were able to really serve communities when people were losing jobs, losing their lives, and people needed counseling and resource. My wife is a psychologist, so we were able to morph rather quickly to meet the needs of the community. My current position I'm in now, I'm as the Vice President and CIO at the Navy and Marine Corps Relief Society. And I absolutely love this job, man, because our whole mission in life is to take care of sailors, Marines, and their families. Just meet financial need, but more than just financial, connect them to the resources, whatever they need to be connected to. I used Navy and Marine Corps Relief Society when I was a young sailor, and they came through the gap more than a few times for me. But that's what we do, and we're here to help people, man.
We're here to help people. A lot of people don't understand that Navy Marine Corps Relief is there. I mean, it grew from a smaller organization, and where
Yes.
you are in charge of all around the world, And there are soldiers,
Exactly.
sailors all around the world that need help. When we was enlisted, folks coming up trying to figure out things and maybe not having this and not having that, or having the answers. That was the place that we knew that we was going to get the right information, the right advice, and sometimes financial help. So it's so important on what you are doing now. I mean, because Arch, I know you. You could be doing 100 million things, but your heart, just like you're a pastor, your heart is in helping folks out. So I understand the job that you are doing, because you're giving to so many and you're educating so many, and you out there, you're letting everybody know that they're not on their own, especially our sailors and Marines that are out there, and the civilians, the spouses, and et cetera. So we only got about a minute before the break. But, I tell you what, I'm going to hold this question until we come back from the break, and we're going to get off into a lot of the great things that this great organization is doing. And I see that one of the guys, me and you both know, I know him, Terry Spain, Dr. Terry Spain, is out here watching this, and that's a great organization. He's a Navy guy as well. So I tell you what, we're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back. We got so much to discuss with Captain Archibald, and also about this great organization, the Navy Marine Corps Relief Corps. And I tell you what, if you want to be part of this conversation, you can pick up the phone and dial 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. You can go to the platform that you're watching this on, go to the comments, ask any questions that you might have, and I promise you, Captain Archibald will get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
The James Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right.
Hello. Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I got one of his greatest friends, closest friends of mine on this earth. I call him Art. Yeah, Herman, Archibald, Captain, Doctor, whatever you want to, however you want to put it. He's all that, a bucket of chip and then some more. You know, just just incredible young man. I can't call him a young man. You know, so today we're talking about the Navy Marine Corps Relief Society. You know, some of the things that it does, the history of it, and how that is helping so many folks in our great Navy and our Marine Corps families and just other things. And a lot of people don't know it's a nonprofit as well. It's not a organization that reaching out trying to get money, you know, from. I mean, it's helping people, and it's a nonprofit. So, Captain Arch, can you tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit about the history of the Navy Marine Corps Relief Society, and also some the purpose and the mission of what you guys do?
Absolutely. Hey, James, first of all, thank you for the opportunity for me to share about this great organization that has been near and dear to our lives and the lives of so many military families. The Navy and Marine Corps Relief Society was birthed in after the Army and Navy game in 1905. I don't want to remember it, but the Army won 11-0. But it was about $9,500 made off the game, and those proceeds were set up for a trust to take care of widows and orphans of military men and women that had died. Mostly men back then had died in the war, because there was no military retirement system like we have today. Yeah, and so the society was birthed there and has gone on to take care. This year alone, we served 180. Well, 2000. I haven't gotten the figures for 2024 yet, but 2023, we served 186,000 clients and gave away more than $50 million of financial support. And we are a 4-star charity rating. Highly effective, well run, well organized. And our mission is to take care of sailors, Marines, their families. And we also take care of other services. If an Army guy's on our base or Air Force, and then their equivalent society nonprofit will reimburse us for what we give. One of the things that most impressed me, we probably have about 15 career war veterans, spouses that are alive. And we created a budget for them, and we subsidize their income every month based on the initial proceeds that was put in back in 1904, so we can take care of. So when we say we take care of people, we really take care of, because the Navy and the armed forces are not created to be able to support, a hurricane happen and a roof get taken off. You can't go into the defense finance system and say, I need a $15,000 check to pay the deductible for my hurricane insurance. It's just not created that way to do it. The bureaucracy is not there. But a sailor or Marine can go into the society, and we've written those checks or pay for a funeral of a loved one, and to keep and we do it to prevent the sailors from going into their savings, oftentimes, to be able to drain their savings, because that's not going to help either. And so that's why I'm just so impressed with this organization and what we do, and I thank God every day I get a chance to be a part of it.
Wow. So, Captain Archibald, for our viewers out there and listeners, especially Navy and Marine Corps and the families that just now hearing, really getting an understanding of the Navy Marine Corps Relief Society, if they were in need, how would they reach out to the organization and with their request on whatever the issues might be?
If they are active duty or retiree or survivors, we can go to our primary way is to go to our website. We're really not trying to get in the lane with there are a lot of veteran organizations, DAV and some of the others. We're not trying to compete with none of those. But you can go to our website, NMCRS.org, Navy Marine Corps Relief Society.org. Put Google Navy Marine Corps Relief Society. And once you get to our homepage, you can talk about us. It can give you a history of what's there, ways to connect, ways to give. And we have, it's probably 20 ways. There are people who leave us part of their trust that we get bequests. There are donations come up. We have sponsors. We have a huge ball every year, and our corporate sponsors buy a couple. They get a chance to meet senior leaders within the Navy and Marine Corps in particular, because our chain of command, we report from us directly to the Chief of Naval Operations or to the Commandant of the Marine Corps. It just that serious. So, before they even hired me, they had to send my bio and basically this. If the CNO wanted to, she could have said no. We're not going to do that. Thank God she did. He didn't. I appreciate that, boss. But it's just a wonderful society. Our CEO is a retired 3-star Marine Corps General, Bob Rourke, and the COO is a retired 1-star Admiral Don Cutler. It's just some wonderful people. And all day we ask for ways how we can help. How we can help the families meet that urgent need.
Did you mention Don Cutler?
Don Cutler. She was a public affairs officer. Actually.
Yeah. So Arch, how do you all determine? The types of financial assistance programs most needed by service members and their family and retirees?
That's a great question. First, they come in we have what's called caseworkers. So you would we have 52 sites located globally. So they can either go to one of our 52 sites, or if you apply online, the request would end up routing you to one of the local sites that's near you. And then you sit down and have a conversation. We do a budget because we primarily want to take care of the emergent needs, the emergency need right now. We're not looking for ways to turn people away. But it's probably a bad plan now if you come and say, I spent all my money and I went to Vegas and I put it all on. I played blackjack in Vegas. That's probably get you a no. But beyond that, I mean, the cases we normally deal with very respectful people. We just finished taking care of the last 2 storms that came through the Gulf Coast. And we had people who had roofs were taken off. People had dislocation. People needed to move. So we help with a myriad of things. But first order of business is having a conversation. We get to know people. We like that personal touch. Then we sit down and go over budget with people, because we don't just want to give people a grant or make them an interest-free loan without no financial literacy or anything. So we have financial literacy piece that we really try to take care of. And some people don't want loans. Some people want to be able to have our training. A new military member might be having a child. So we have budget for babies. Who was prepared for their first child? You needed a budget, and who knew? Even back in the day, Pampers were expensive. So we try to deal with all those things. Visiting nurses.
Yeah. So Arch, what are some of the most challenging situations that families are faced with as it relate? I know you guys got it's so many things, but what are the most challenging that you see more often than others that requires services?
Yeah, I think that most of our financial support we get is for day-to-day living, because based on our service members aren't immune to inflation and some of those things, high cost of living, and so those we try to meet those needs, and we even have where we prefer to do loans if possible, because people have skin in the game, but we've given people loans, and then their financial situation got worse. We tell them to come back in so we can convert that loan to a grant, and they don't have to pay it back. So it depends on what. But some of the unique ones we had a young sailor who was in the Norfolk area, went to a predatory lender to get his car repaired, and he was in some long-term contract, was going to be paying tens of thousands of dollars for car repair. And our folks in Norfolk, the wonderful folks, got him in. His chief, and still back to deck plate leadership. The chief got him in, sat down with him, and we were able to convert that loan from that predatory lender. So we paid it off and gave him an interest-free loan. And we were able to create a win-win situation, and the base commander then subsequently put those people off limits, so they won't be there. So we want to be able to be there for, because we understand life be lifing, man. I don't care how good you are and what you can do everything right. Sometimes life will hit you in the head and will knock you down. And we're here. We want to help people, not give them a hand out, but give them a hand up so they can prepare them and put them back in the fight.
And it's always being able to educate, getting education from this. And so amazing what you just said about you guys recognize that problem, brought them in, paid it out, gave me interest-free loan, and the commanding officers that oversees the sailors identified that, hey, you all should probably not be dealing with this particular predatory lender. And so I believe that education is more important. I'm talking about good news stories like what you said, but also educating other sailors and Marine Corps and their families that might be following along the line, and just getting an understanding of what you just said might give them a clear understanding of how to proceed. You know what, Captain Arch, we're going to take a station break, but we got so much more that we're going to talk to the captain about after the break. So if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do, and I'm waiting on Terry Spain to call in, all you have to do is just pick up the phone, dial 1-888-344-1170, or you can go to the platform that you are watching us on, ask any question that you might have, or this great captain, and I promise you, we'll get you an answer, or this great doctor, we'll get you an answer, regardless of how you address him. It's your life, and we'll be back shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity. Coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
Craving a slice of Chicago right here in Temecula wine country? Then dive into legendary Chicago deep dish style pizza at Rosati's Pizza Pub. Piled high with gooey cheese, rich tomato sauce, and your favorite toppings, Rosati's delivers the taste of the Windy City right to your table or front door. Enjoy the cozy pub atmosphere and an impressive selection of Temecula wines. Come on down to Rosati's Pizza Pub for your slice of Chicago right here on Rancho California Road, or order online at myrosatis.com. Rosati's, where Chicago deep dish pizza meets Temecula charm.
Country boy.
Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be honored to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z, and the other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection.
Dare to become an overcomer, because a bigger, better, and more impactful life awaits you. Get the new audio version of his book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, by Dr. James Cooley, on Amazon or wherever books are sold.
Dr. James J.C. Cooley.
Hello. Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. And as you see, I'm having so much fun with my great friend, Captain Herman, Archibald, Doctor, PhD, my friend. And I tell you, for our viewers out there, Captain Arch is still the same. Ain't never changed. Even from the enlisted guy, we grew up, became officers and all that, and him reaching the highest plateau of the Navy. And what I mean by that is just a giving heart. And that's what he's doing right now, still doing these things. When he probably could sit back and just chill out and not doing it, but that's not in his DNA. Yeah, he loves everybody and always giving. So, hey, Todd, what you think about the show so far, man?
I tell you, James, this is a great show. I'm being educated and entertained at the same time. I'm taking notes and I'm eating popcorn. I started off with like 5 bags of popcorn. I'm down to 2 bags of popcorn. Such a great show. Let's get right back to it. What's your next question for your fabulous guest?
Okay, my next question is, Captain, I know a lot of people think the Naval Marine Corps Relief Society, it's just all them. But do you guys collaborate with other organizations and educate them, teach them, and try to get them to team with you all to provide even more assistance and service to our veterans?
We absolutely do. We team with Bob Whitworth's foundation. He was the ABC a news reporter that was injured in the war on terrorism, and he has a foundation. We are financial institutions. We team with them. We team with our other sister services, the USO, the American Red Cross. We team with a lot of organizations, our officers, and I am honored to be one of the officers. So we are actually forced to go out and be a part of it. We're at golf events where donations are made within local communities. So we believe in being outside of the lifeline and telling our story. Because if you're not able to tell your story, most people are not going to know what you do. I grew up in the Navy and was a participant and used Navy Relief. I had no idea that they had a CIO position and a network of 52 sites. I mean, I should have, but we're made up of software developers, web, Microsoft. We got people, software engineers. We have network engineers, some of the best and brightest people. And what went to a person it's less about the salary. It's more about telling the story. But now the salary do matter, but it's about telling the story. So when we interview future talent, We've had people to leave IBM to come work for us. We've had people to leave some of the corporate. I have decided they didn't want to go to corporate America. We genuinely sit down and try to ask the hard questions and try. I have personally seen us make some difficult decisions that impacted lives, and nobody took it lightly. Everybody, we thought about it and kicked it, and so we are in. This is a first-rate organization that I would put it on par with any Fortune 500 company.
And I gotta agree with you because as a young sailor, like I mentioned, I went to the Navy Relief Society many times, and they was always there. And so I know you're top of a great organization as the CIO, but you got great people, just like you mentioned, all over the world that are helping lives become easier by educating our military, veterans, and families to reach out to you all when they have problems. I got another question as relate to Gold Star families, because I do know that Navy Marine Corps Relief Society take a special need in Gold Star family. Not that we push everything else to the side, because everybody's important. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, there are some unique education opportunities available for Gold Star family and survivors, children. There are some education benefits, and there are some opportunities that, and we haven't had as many, because you asked me one of the questions, what kind of new changes when we were a young sailor. My spouse couldn't necessarily get a tuition, be it a loan or whatever, to help her go to school. Now we a lot of the spouses, we're paying for graduate, helping with graduate degrees and some of those things. And so some of the Gold Star families are definitely or opportunities there. And I tell you, I was so impressed knowing that we are taking the opportunity to take care of some of the widows from the previous wars that wasn't taken care of as much as we were. James, I know you remember, I told you one of the greatest moments that I had when I was on active duty. It wasn't the degrees, it wasn't the awards I won, and none of those things. Not even going to command. One of the greatest thing I was able to pay my mother's mortgage, and she didn't have to worry about it. I take more pride in that than anything. And I sadly I didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to do I wanted to have a mortgage burning party for her, but she Lord had other things in mind. So we didn't have to do that. But that was one of the proudest moments in the world. I was every mom. I said, Mama, you don't have to worry about that. I got you for that.
And that is so grateful and thankful, because just like you mentioned, it's not the rank, it's not the awards, it's not that. It's certain things in our lives that are more important, just like when you're paying your mortgage. And I hope our viewers and listeners out there think about that. Success doesn't just depend on the title that you have or how much money you got in your pocket or this. It's the little things that you can take in your heart and potentially look back and say, now that was important. That was important to me. And that reaching out and lending a hand and lifting others up and keeping them up and bringing a smile to other faces. Captain Arch, we have to take another station break, but I am thoroughly enjoying this great conversation. I'm gonna let the music play just a little bit. I am thoroughly enjoying this conversation with you, and I know our viewers and our listeners are out there. I know Todd back in our KCBQ AM 1170, the answer FM 96.1 in San Diego. I know that they're enjoying this. I know our viewers out there are enjoying this. And I tell you what, if you want to be part of this great conversation with this great man, a couple of ways you can do that. Whichever platform that you watch this on, was it E360 Television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, iHeartRadio, if you're listening, Spotify, pick up the phone and dial 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. I think when we get back from the break, Dr. Cooley is going to be joining us. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
Struggle to adjust from city life to country life and back again, sharing his hard-earned lessons to educate, encourage, and enlighten our next generation of leaders and heroes. Get your copy of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James J.C. Cooley, available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold.
Craving a slice of Chicago right here in Temecula wine country? Then dive into legendary Chicago deep dish style pizza at Rosati's Pizza Pub. Piled high with gooey cheese, rich tomato sauce, and your favorite toppings, Rosati's delivers the taste of the Windy City right to your table or front door. Enjoy the cozy pub atmosphere and an impressive selection of Temecula wines. Come on down to Rosati's Pizza Pub for your slice of Chicago right here on Rancho California Road, or order online at myrosatis.com. Rosati's, where Chicago deep dish pizza meets Temecula charm.
Hello. Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. You know what? Ain't nothing but a party. But a party can be good. I ain't talking about going out there bouncing up and down, shaking the head. Party is also being able to mingle and engage with great friends. Talk about things that's going to be helpful for others. And also, just like I mentioned, uplifting others and pointing out certain things that could make one's life better. And so we're having, if you're just tuning in, we got Captain Archibald, Dr. Archibald, Herman Archibald, retired Navy. And he's also the vice president and CIO of the Navy Marine Corps Relief Society, doing great things. Just like he mentioned, in 2023, they supported at least 187,000 different clients, and probably exceeded that number in 2024. He don't have those numbers out right now, but they do so many great things out there, and just fortunate to have him in the leadership where he's guiding this great organization and helping so many people. I'm gonna turn it over to Michelle right now. I know she got a question or so.
Yes, Dr. Archibald. So, how does the Navy Marine Corps Relief Society, how does it help our military and their families transition when they go into civilian life?
Well, we don't. That's another program that does
Oh, okay.
transition. But
Mhm.
what we do, if they are retired, for instance, and this is what,
Mhm.
or they retired and they need funds, and if until that retirement check, thank God for most of the Navy, we don't have a whole lot of delays in getting your retirement check. So I know 30 days after I retired, I got my first retirement check. So we normally do. But if they are retired, there's an opportunity to go in for some transitional assistance. Like I said, the only thing is that we don't necessarily do reserves until they retire. But if they are retired or they are on active duty and they in that phase, because you got a phase where you about to transition, and you might change your mind, uh, or you might find yourself on terminal leave. So there are some unique situations they can. But one of the things we always do is offer the financial literacy, and we offer training to support whatever need they might have. So I don't necessarily call it under the transition pot, but there are ways that, particularly if people are retired or return, they can get the funds they need.
Well, those are so important. I want to give a shout out. See, we got Commander Daryl Neely and Commander Stella Neely watching the show. Hey, miss you
Yeah.
guys. Miss you guys.
Well,
So that was Daryl that reached out Arch earlier and said, "My big brothers."
yes, indeed.
Oh,
Great
absolutely.
people.
Absolutely fan. And they're in Dallas right now. They in this area. So hopefully we can hook up with them soon. So Art, you mentioned um, um, financial literacy, what you teaching, I'm trying, but you offer services. How can um, people that are listening right now reach out to obtain some of these services, or understand whether they can go and ask for these type
Yeah.
of
The uh, the easiest way to do is go to our website, uh, NMCRS.org. And once you go there, it will show you all the different locations where you can find the services you will be able to need and get to. And somebody will be able to connect with you. Every region we're in, there's a director that's there. And that's, like I said, that's the difference. Our model is different from the Air Force model is almost completely online now. And the Army model is basically they have active duty people filling that role. But they got to do their other jobs too. 'Cause, everybody have a full-time job. So what the model we have gone through, and we like this model because half the battle is personal contact. I know we're in an environment where we want to be using virtual this and virtual that, and we are morphing our IT to support virtual connectivity, virtually seeing people. But we don't ever want to get away from you sitting down, telling your story to that director. When they hired me, I went back and talked to some of the case managers here, and I said, I want to thank you guys for helping me because you could have crushed my dignity and said, why you didn't plan better? but nobody said that. And they didn't say that because I didn't understand. We run by this. We have what's called the Navy core value was honor, courage, and commitment. Well, the society core values are, we call it care. Our care values, compassion. We want to be compassionately and listen to you. We're going to be accountable. We're going to be accountable to our donors, and we're going to be accountable to the people who are getting the resources. We're going to be respectful. We're going to respect because life be life, and brother, life happens to all of us. If nothing has happened to you, you just haven't lived long enough. And that's the reality. So we want to be respectful. And then we want excellence. Everybody deserves an excellent experience. Nobody want to go to do something that's shabby. And so we try to make sure that we take care. I mean, care is posted throughout the headquarters. Is on our Facebook page and all those things. We're connected to social media and all the different ways that people can give and donate and connect with us. But
I love the care philosophy. Caring, accountable, responsible, and excellent. Those are, wow, they kind of equal the core value a little bit, but a little bit differently. So Arch, we only got about a minute and a half of the show right now. Anything that you want our viewers and listeners, 30 seconds, let's get takeaways from this absolutely wonderful conversation we have.
And my takeaway is this is free. Hey, we can provide services to people based on donations that we get. There's no special appropriation for us in the national defense budget saying this. It's because of people like you and your listeners who are willing to read and learn more about us, go on our website and donate. And every dime, we're very responsible. We're accountable we account to the CNO, Chief of Naval Operations, and Commandant of the Marine Corps.
That's accountable enough. Art, as I always tell you, man, you got a standard invitation to the show. Hopefully one day Stella and Daryl are going to take me up on that offer. But hey, thank you so much. I'd like to thank Michelle for putting together another absolutely fantastic show. I'd like to thank our studios back in California, KCBQ AM 7 The Answer, for always being there and making us look fantastic. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers and our listeners for tuning in to the James Cooley Show, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do.
Skates, if you